Do you want high quality playmats? That's NobleAsta. Playmats are guaranteed to help you win NobleAsta. Visit 1000noble.com.
Playmats not actually guaranteed to help you win locals. Look cool, maybe, but not help you win. Not at all. Not even close, but maybe.
Hello, everybody. My name is Connor, and we are here with Purple Luffy versus Shanks. We're going to start off one Dawn and pass. I do have the Law Searcher in my hand. Totally just autopilot one turn and pass. So, but it ends up being okay because I go ahead and leader ability. We don't have a 4 cost in hand, and we did get the 6 cost Sanji blocker. So this ends up actually working for us. We'll tap 1, play that Law Searcher now. Go ahead and search for something, and it's looking kind of rough. We do have 2 Luffy Taros in hand, so nothing to play off the Luffy Taro. Don't really want to get another Luffy Taro, so we are going to take the Usohachi. Yeah, I think this is one of the roughest starts I've had in a long time. So we are gonna swing big, and he is going to take, and we'll pass turn. My opponent up to 4 Dawn now. Definitely looking. I'm probably gonna see a Lucky Roo. I think Lucky Roo is such a good card. I mean, it's such an easy way to get rid of a body, and I don't think there's much else that Shanks can play on turn 4 or on 4 Dawn. Excuse me. So he's gonna swing 5, and I don't have any 1K counters, so I'm trying to decide. Do I want to take this, build up my hand size, or do I want to counter out? Well, I do have the Kid. Yeah, I go ahead and counter out with the Kid. I know that he has plenty of ways to remove Kid. And then he ends up playing the Rush Zoro, which I was not expecting. So I decided to go ahead and take that. And we do get the Son Goro. Finally, something we can potentially play off of the Luffy Taro, ideally. The thing that's so hard about Shanks is swinging equal numbers into him does not work. So I decided to go really aggressive and ramp, and I think this is where I potentially make a mistake here. I end up playing down the Luffy Taro, and then playing Son Goro, and then I go ahead and swing 5 leader ability, and pass turn. So I don't know if it was worth swinging the 5 there. I figure, maybe catch him sleeping. If I did it earlier in the turn, I think that probably would have been better. But, I mean, the way I played it is I got all my Dawn. And now we're at 2 life. I did want to try and go really aggressive into Shanks. I know that Shanks kind of thrives in the late game. And with that being said, I was like, okay, if I can rush him down early enough, I can get my big bodies and go super aggressively. I know that a lot of Shanks, they kind of brick. They don't have a lot of counter in the late game. A lot of their bodies are just big. They run a lot of counterless bodies. So my goal was to just try and aggro him down. So he swings 6, I give him a 2K. He swings another 6, I give him another 2K. And there comes the Lucky Roo. And I think at this point I kind of know Son Goro is not long for this world. Lucky Roo is going to be able to take him out. Now, I don't remember if I swing with Son Goro first, which I definitely should. So, let's see here. I'm thinking about a couple of options. Yep, I swing with Son Goro, getting that draw. Swing into Sanji, and there goes Zoro, and there goes Sanji. So, yep, Lucky Roo, I just think really, really good in the Shanks deck. I think Shanks really needed something like that. And now we just have to, I think, clear, if we can get rid of the pressure that he is giving us. I think that'll be better for us. So, yep, we go ahead and get rid of the Zoro there. And we're going to go ahead and swing 7. As I mentioned, doesn't feel good to swing equally into Shanks and have him just leader ability and nothing happens. So he is going to go ahead and leader ability and give me the 2K Sanji. And we'll drop 5 to play the Eustace Captain Kid. If Captain Kid can stay on the board, it's great. but I feel like with Shanks, he's gonna have the bend back min to remove him. He's gonna have a bend back min or Rayleigh or some way to remove him at this point. And speaking of Rayleigh, there he is, popping the Eustace Kid and lowering the Luffy Taro into 6, swinging the 5 at lead, and I think I'm just going to give him the 1k in the Usopp. And passing turn, we get another Eustace Kid, but I think at this point in the game it is a little too late for Kid. I had that feeling that big bodies are going to come down, like 10 cost Shanks, more Rayleighs, things like that. So it's possible I should flood the board and kind of try and overwhelm him with hits. But I really don't have, since I pitched Usopp, I don't really have a good play off of the Luffy Taro. And I am definitely getting a little worried here. The big bodies are coming down. I'm already at 2 life. I don't think that I was able to complete my rush him down mission successfully in the slightest. So definitely a bit of a bummer. So we're going to go ahead and swing 6 into lead. Just trying to swing as aggressively as we can. And we get the 2k out. Another 6 into lead. And I think we have 7 Dawn set aside. No, we have 6 Dawn. We go ahead and get another 2k. I think he was probably expecting a rush Sanji. Oh, I can't count. We go ahead and we play the Eustace Kid and we play Nami. And I go ahead and trash the Luffy Taro and pass turn. I don't know how I feel about that play. I don't really feel like I have much else to do. One of the problems I'm having with this deck is there's a lot of games where I end up with nothing but Usohachis in my hand. And that is a bummer. Speaking of a bummer, here comes another Rayleigh, once again popping my Eustace Kid and minusing my Luffy Taro. So definitely a bummer there, and I don't have any Dawn up. I felt like I wanted to block her up, but I should have known he was going to be able to remove. I feel like Shanks has a lot of removal for a red deck. And he swings the 8 with Rayleigh into the 6 Luffy, and I go ahead and block that. Not exactly sure if I agree with that looking back at it. And it looks like he has 2 Dawn, ends up swinging into Luffy, and I want to keep Luffy alive, so I give him the 2k and pass turn. Is that right? Yeah, okay, I think that's math. I gotta remove the dice out of habit, but he's still a 6k. Rayleigh is such a good body, man. I can't deny. So we go ahead, set one of our Dawn to the side so we can have Gum Gum. And I am thinking about dropping the 9 cost Secret Luffy. We're gonna go ahead, swing 6 into lead and get a 2k out. And I drop the 9 cost. I get to draw, getting another counter, which at this point is nice. Swinging into Rayleigh, hoping to just get rid of one of those bodies. That's a lot of pressure. That is... my hand size is getting lower and lower, and we are able to remove one Rayleigh, thankfully, and we pass Luffy back up to 8k for now. Unless he drops the 3rd Rayleigh on me, which I will be very sad. But yeah, I definitely... My opponent is still at 4 life. I'm just so worried about this board that I don't feel like I am playing very well. He's going to swing 9 into life, and I take... And I don't know how I feel about that. Shanks is one of the matches I don't have a ton of practice in, so I think I'm definitely still trying to figure out the best way to play around it. And I think one thing I have noticed is I think I hold on to my Gum Gums way too long. So we go ahead and out of the 9k swing, counter out with a Gum Gum and 2 Laws, minusing the 2 Dawn there, almost forgetting that. And the Lucky Roo comes down, and we get another Luffy Taro. I think I've seen too many Luffy Taros this game. And I mean, at this point, Leafy Taro might be nice. I can Leafy Taro into Zorojuro, I can Leafy Taro into the Nami, and have a couple of Dawn up. So we'll go ahead, we will swing into Rayleigh, trying to get a card out of hand. As you can see, his hand size is pretty low, so pretty happy about that. I'm just hoping to be able to get some bodies off his board so I can start establishing my board, but he does end up tapping one for, I believe, and leader ability, tapping one for Rad Beam, getting Rayleigh out of that. So I go ahead and swing another 8 into Rayleigh, hoping that Rad Beam means that he is low on trigger. He doesn't. I'm hoping that it means that we can sneak in the kill there, but he does have the Lucky Roo. I don't think he really wants to use the Lucky Roo at this moment, but I don't want to play anything else out until Lucky Roo is either gone or I've swung everything I want to swing, because I am looking at playing down a Nami blocker or a Zorojuro. Both of those can be popped by Lucky Roo, so yeah, definitely don't want to do that. He ends up popping the Law Searcher, which makes sense. I'm sure it doesn't feel great. I'm sure that's not really the target he wanted, but you know what? That's another body I can swing with, so I'm going to go ahead and play down the Nami at 8 Dawn. I trash the Zoro and grabbing 2 cards with counter, and I am going to go ahead. I think I'm going to just swing. I think he's used leader ability. I could swing 5 to get another one out of hand, but I go ahead and pass turn. I think that might be a misplay. I think swinging 5 would have been okay, but I don't want to give him more cards in hand, and that's my thought. So I have 2 Dawn up, and as I said, baiting the Gum Gum, but he ends up playing down the Ben Beckman. Kind of disappointing, just a little. Getting rid of my Nami blocker and swings 7, and man, I'm trying to decide, and I give him 3k counter, swinging pretty big there, and I go ahead and take getting 9 Mom, and 9 Mom is a possibility for sure to get that heal, but he doesn't have anything on his board that I can remove with it, so I don't think I play 9 Mom here, but I think that might have been a better play, seeing as he has 4 life and I'm at 0. I think I need to find a way to heal, and I end up swinging 8 in the Rayleigh leader ability, which kind of, I was like, oh shoot, I should have put a Dawn under him because that's an equal swing there. So yep, and I am thinking about playing down the 9 Mom. I think my best bet is to try and remove Rayleigh and then play 9 Mom to heal. And there goes Rayleigh, so I'm thinking, okay, I can swing into life a little bit now. Unfortunately, Beckman is a 7 cost, just out of reach for Big Mom to remove. Would have been a easy play if that was the case, but with my 9 Dawn, I think I am trying to decide, do I want to swing? I think I should go 5 here, at minimum, and I think I'm torn between 9 Mom and the Sanji, but I think 9 Mom is the better play. We'll go ahead and heal and trash the Usopp there and pass. Don't know if I agree with that. I think I was so focused on making sure he didn't get cards in hand. Well, maybe I take back the pass. Yep, okay, cool, good. I go ahead and swing with the 10k, and then I swing 5. I think I should have reversed that order, potentially. I don't think it ultimately matters in the end, but maybe this way he's more inclined to give me a card. There's so many mind games going on, and he does end up giving me Marco, which I am fine with. Yeah, at this point in the game, Marco is a decent counter. I do have a 1 Dawn up, baiting the not the Rad Beam, the purple Rad Beam, the Gum Gum Giant. Just trying to decide, and I think that that's really throwing off my opponent, because I At this point in the game, I am begging him to try and clear board. If he doesn't try and clear board, I think you know, if I can live, I go game next turn. But I think he's in a position where he knows he has to get game this turn. And so he is trying to decide the math behind it, and I'm begging he does his math wrong, and I'm begging that there's a Gum Gum in my life. So he swings really big here, and it is a Sanji, putting the rest on to lead, and I just can't get there. So unfortunate loss, but I think we made a couple. There's Gum Gum. I think we made a couple errors for sure. And oh yeah, he had so much counter in his hand. I think we made a couple mistakes. I think potentially not being as aggressive and worrying so much about cards in hand could have hurt us. And yeah, I'm thinking we got pretty lucky. He didn't see a lot of his bigger bodies, his rush bodies. I think that could have hurt. And I was considering Roger, so I think I played weirdly around that at a couple points. But I'm not too upset with the way that this game was played. I think I did all right, especially considering that Shanks is a newer matchup for me, and I don't play against a lot of Shanks. Yeah, I think that overall it was a solid game, and it was always fun. I barely get to play my opponent here, and it's always a pleasure to play against him. So I am going to go ahead and end it there, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.